too surreal. Second breath I took was the pivot and strike, finish the kill. Influenced by might with every sentence reveal. I won't pay back, fuck a dollar bill. Remain calm as the pressure build. Die to endure until I let this pump whistle at my foes in memory of Emmett Till. I only live through my master's will. Isupk, motherfucker, ain't no cowards on this battlefield. Gone astray but made greater. In my return, left to my mistakes. Every error was a lesson learned. Now I don't move, let shit get approved. Won't take a step till it get confirmed. All it takes was made for our sakes. March like a tank. One step will make the ground shake. My people sick in their head. Lord, let this truth spread like an outbreak and bring hell at them crackers can't escape. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. I want payback for the scars in enslaved memoirs. Till Christ arrive, I can't let it slide. Ignore the lies. The only free will that's before your eyes is life or death, nigga, you decide. This heaven was made for me and my fellow. I patiently wait with my eyes on the sparrow, and I pull a trigger while my lips kiss the barrel. Before I ever let a white bitch do me like Othello. I want out this wicked life like Romello. By any means, this devil pulling strings like Geppetto. Lay hold on this brotherhood, I swear I never let go. And fuck that silver spoon, got too much love for the ghetto. Till the score settle, if need be, I die for the cause. Just to hear them angels applaud. And I'm true by every word I say, cause I know my victory on the way. You want it? Nigga, walk this way. This life may be hard, but I can't give up. What you mean? I'm about to go hard and I won't give up. And could you tell me about this God that you feel so much? And why you look so tough? Cause it's real, I be walking with them angels, boy, I can't be touched. This life may be hard, but I can't give up. I'm about to go hard and I won't give up. Could you tell me about this God that you feel so much? And why you look so tough? Cause it's real, I be walking with them angels, boy, I can't be touched. Came through in the clutch, they hate but they can't doubt us. We princes of the power, what you know about us? Evil all around us, but a nigga straight, I told you I can't be touched. Holy angels walk at my pace, and I'm grateful for the words that had me delivered. I'm hungry for the glory, but I ain't eating till I feed my next. One West, what I die for. Attire out the book of Numbers, this rifle from the Archangel Michael. My niggas rebels, you can't deny them. It's 144, I be running to and fro with the Allah higher. My UPK soldiers ain't no folding or pretending. We in it for them crowns, fuck friends, we want dominion. In the election ascension, I hope I make it through. Give a damn what a bitch think, as long as my niggas know I'm true. Betrayed your kind to get success, we make it through the eye of the needle, nigga. I'll be as life may be hard, but I can't give up. I'm about to go hard and I won't give up. And could you tell me about this God that you feel so much? And why you look so tough? Cause it's real, I be walking with them angels, boy, I can't be touched. Life may be hard, but I can't give up. I'm about to go hard and I won't give up. Could you tell me about this God that you feel so much? And why you look so tough? Cause it's real, I be walking with them angels, boy, I can't be touched.
All right. Clap it up. You know what I'm saying? And it's Precinct Officer Uriah. It's Tuesday, you know what I'm saying? Well, we teach Brotherhood class, man. You know what I'm saying? That one thing that can help bring us back as a nation, you know what I'm saying? Along with following these laws, statutes, and commandments. But if you follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, man, you being an awesome brother, man. You know what I'm saying? Brotherhood is most assuredly a weapon, man, and when used right, man, it can be one of the things that'll help us, you know what I'm saying, put a little bit of ointment on this captivity, man. You know? So in recent weeks, you know what I'm saying, not to beat a dead horse, I know captains and generals and other officers have spoke about this, you know, this thing that's going around, man. This video, Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion, man. And it had me thinking, you know, so Of course, last week I wasn't here. You know what I'm saying, at the water. You know what I'm saying, to the brothers that held it down for me. You know what I'm saying, in my leave. But, you know, had me thinking that one of the things that harms us as a community is it's not understanding our worth as a people. You know, women are taught, you know what I'm saying, that a man is only worth as much as his pocketbook. And brothers, you know, on the opposite end have been taught, you know, a woman, or at least what we learn and what we use to pick our women, we regard her beauty, you know, far too much. So the lesson I'm finna bring forth today is gonna go into a 2-part lesson, might stretch into 3 depending on, you know, how everything runs. But you know, as far as today's lesson is regarding how a woman should regard her husband. And, you know, growing up, you know, that's something that, you know, when you speak to young sisters, you know, they thinking about that bag, and, you know, they're only thinking about, you know, what man can provide for them. And what ends up happening is that our sisters, they end up turning into whores. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like not all of our sisters actually turn into whores. Like, not all of our sisters end up, you know, actually selling their body for money. A lot of them just happen to give their body away because of the shoes, or because of the car, or because of the job that a man has. And then that man doesn't take you on. You know what I'm saying? And that's not how the Most High intended for you to view a man. The Most High didn't intend that you view a man based off the monetary value that he could supply to you. That was never the intention. Nowhere in the scripture can anybody find that it says, you know, sister, go get you a husband because of the money that he's worth. Nowhere in the scripture does it say that. You know what I'm saying? And this is what a lot of our sisters believe in. And it's a slippery slope. Because a lot of the brothers that sisters will go and be with, you know what I'm saying, for the money that they look like, it don't be the money that they be having. A lot of them brothers only got Jordans, you know what I'm saying, on their feet. But they ain't got no car. They really don't be having no real job. They don't be having no plan to get out of the job that they in. They don't be having no 401k. They got Jordans on their feet, but the baby that they got with 2 other sisters, they ain't supplying them with no clothes. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to get on the sister, because that sister fell for the same trick you fell for. That you regarding money as what you should be looking at when choosing a husband, man, or when choosing a partner to lay down with, man. But, you know what I'm saying, without further ado, you know what I'm saying, we gonna get into the scriptures, man. So let me get me a sword from over here. We gonna start at the book of Genesis, man. So, you know, when after everything in the garden, Eve and Adam, you know, Eve had just ate of the fruit of the tree, good and evil, and she got her husband to eat, Adam. This is what the Lord said to Eve, man, in Genesis 3:16. Because, see, a lot of women, y'all have this misconception to where, and you'll see it floating around the internet, or you'll hear a lot of women say these things like, you know, well, I'm only going to submit to a man, you know what I'm saying, if he can lead me right. I'm only going to submit to a man, you know, if he making, you know, more money than me. Only way I'm going to submit to a man is if, you know, he do what I tell him to do. But that's not what the Lord said, man. And a lot of y'all, a lot of y'all Christian women, y'all had that Bible sitting up in your home collecting cobwebs. You know what I'm saying? When you giving the book a rest when you should be giving your box a rest. You know what I'm saying? You steady trying to find a man who you gonna submit to. But you know what I'm saying? It's foolishness and it's nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord said, here we go to book of Genesis chapter 3 verse 16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. And in sorrow thou shalt bring forth children. So at this time, you know what I'm saying, like right now, even in today's society, it's a pain for women to give up these kids, man. They be so sad. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my life gonna go away. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my body gonna go away. I'm never gonna look the same. And, for the ones that actually have the children, good night for the ones that don't. You know what I'm saying? Y'all believing in this WAP. You got a swampy burial ground between your legs right now. Like, I mean, just polluted and disgusting. And it's vile, man. The Lord said, in sorrow shall you bring forth children. That a lot of women nowadays, to have a child, you know what I'm saying? One, your baby daddy ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know you damn near gonna be on your own with this, but in sorrow you gonna bring forth children. And thy desire shall be to thy husband. See, most of y'all women nowadays, y'all desire ain't to your husband. When you go choose a man, your desire is based upon what he has. So it's never truly the man that you find yourself looking after. You're never really looking after the man. Because you see the man, you see what shoes he got on, you see what car he drive, you find out what job he got, and your desire is to the things that you can acquire by being with him. When the Lord said, your desire shall be to thy husband, not just shall your desire be to thy husband, but he's supposed to rule over you. Like the scriptures say, and he shall rule over thee. Doesn't say anything about the money. The money should be the last thing on your mind, because that doesn't equate to a man's worth. And in today's society, our young girls grow up with the thought of that how much money a man makes is what quantifies him to be eligible to rule over you. And that's not the case, man. Adam was set to rule over Eve from the beginning. Adam had dominion over the entire earth. And it didn't have anything to do with how much money he had or how much wealth he gained. Hell, at this time, he just walking around naming animals. The only thing he got is rulership from the Most High. So when the hell did money become a part of the equation to a man's authority over a woman? See, this is where we got to stop looking at our entertainers. You know what I'm saying? We got to stop looking at our entertainers as our influence. We got to stop looking at these folks that's on TV who have money and making our decisions about life based off of what we see. Don't get me wrong, we as Negroes, you know what I'm saying, Israelites, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, I mean, we are faced with being visual beings. So the things that you can show to us are things that we believe in. You know what I'm saying? But this is what the Most High said. The Most High said that husband is to rule over you. Not if he makes 6 figures. The Most High didn't say if he drive a Mercedes Benz, he can tell you what to do because he drive a Mercedes. The Most High didn't say that. The Most High put Adam in charge for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Because men, we are innate to follow instructions. And a woman is too. But to the man who she is to be wed to, or who is to be her husband. Or before that, her father. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to read on, you know what I'm saying? We're going to go to the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 3. You know what I'm saying? Because there's numerous accounts of a man being, and here's the misconception. I don't want sisters to take this wrong. That just because a man is your head, right? That's just him being in authority over you. It's a thing of him displaying rulership, or at least laying down the law or the groundwork for the home. But understand that he is in a seat of responsibility. And I don't care, you know what I'm saying, how much money the people make. Whenever I've seen it in my lifetime, and anybody, if you online and you seen it different, type that in. But anytime you see a man and a woman break up, divorce, whatever, they never put the responsibility on the woman. I mean, here, even the thing that we saw with Will and Jada. You saw things on the internet trying to figure out, well, what the hell Will doing? He allowed this? What type of man does this, and that? He took all the blame, because a man, especially when you in the seat of authority, everything is rested on your shoulders. So brothers, I want y'all to pay close attention to this class, because now I'm going to point out the things, you know, where a sister should not equate your monetary value to your value in the home. But brothers have to be able to take up that mantle of being righteous and authority, even if you're not righteous, because the scriptures don't say the righteous man is going to rule over the woman. That's never said. But it is said that the man will rule over the woman, and he should be an authority. You know what I'm saying? Now, when we go into 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3, now this is in a righteous order. In a righteous order, you know what I'm saying? The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3 says, "But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ." Now, especially when a sister is introduced to a brother in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, the head of every brother in this school is Christ. We seek nothing but to be Christ-like. You know what I'm saying? It's on the forefront of our mind. And the head of every woman is the man. Yet the scriptures never display one inkling of monetary value to this brother. There is no, okay, well, the head of every man is Christ. And then, sister, if he making $50 an hour and work 40 hours a week, he make $2,000 a week. So he can be your husband. It never quotes that. It never says that. The scriptures never allude to a brother having to be wealthy to be in charge. That's the position that the Most High put him in, man. And so he being in that position, yes, that brother does hold a responsibility to uphold that rulership, or to uphold that authority, that he's going to be responsible for the well-being of the house. And it doesn't mean monetarily, because right now in this day and age, as of what I know personally, it's way more easier for a sister to get a well-paying job than it is for a brother, especially one with my background. I can't just go get any old job. And any brothers are like myself who have done, unmentionable things to receive money, to get paid, and may have, tacked on charges to himself. He can't go get no 6-figure paying job, especially not one that really benefits the means of being there. So you sisters, you know what I'm saying, you can't just all the time look at these rappers, look at these singers and these actors and attribute the money or the wealth that they accumulate from their job, and then look at a lowly brother that you see walking the street and make a judgment on him and say, I can't be with you because, you ain't got no money, or you don't have enough money to get the things that I want. See, this is where that thought process comes from us being materialistic people. Like we as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, very materialistic people. So, we always find ourselves trying to keep up with the Joneses. And the thing about keeping up with the Joneses, man, the Joneses, they always changing. So pretty much you chasing a dream that's not a reality. Because I don't care who you are. Whenever you see somebody riding around in the Benz, it's somebody riding around with a Ferrari. You see somebody riding around in a Ferrari, it's somebody riding around in a Rolls Royce. Somebody riding around in a Rolls Royce, it's somebody who's flying jets everywhere they go. They ain't even in cars no more. See what I'm saying? So to look at the monetary value of a brother and say that this is what makes him, this is what's always going to have us pitted against one another, especially in a society that would rather the woman get all that she can get for her to live deliciously, and then for the brother to live wanting. Like, this society leaves brothers in a position to where the only thing you can do to live or to survive will be to sell dope, and then you sell that dope, and that's what gets you put away. That's what gets you locked away. But you really only sold dope to get the money, so that way you could impress women, so that way you could, get a sister to observe you and a light for you to be a mate. The things that men do for money, they only do them because there's a standard that's been set up against us. So the brother that go to school and he isn't making, $75,000 a year, but he got a decent degree, he's often overlooked. Or that brother that might work that 9-to-5 job, he makes $20 an hour, so he makes roughly $40,000 a year. He gets overlooked. No matter how righteous the brother is, he gets overlooked. But it's no sweat. See, the thing here in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, we don't want every woman, and we don't want every woman to want us, because we don't like whores. And whores are usually those women that like to flaunt after cash. They like to flaunt after money. You know what I'm saying? That's not what we attract. We want quality women. And quality women understand that the head of every woman is the man, and that the head of Christ is God. So we seeking everything to be after the Most High. This is where you should begin to begin to see or to model what your potential husband should be like. Any sister, if you out there and you watching, your potential husband should be focused on the Most High. Should be focused on the laws, statutes, and commandments. He should be trying to align himself with our King Yahushua, which is aligning himself with being on the right hand of the Most High, which is being aligned with following these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's how you'll begin to find you a good husband, man. But we're going to skip down. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of women, you know what I'm saying, they feel like they feel like they are God's gift to man. That wet and gushy is all a brother think about. Really, I mean, some brothers, when they weak-minded and they don't have a lot to think about, they don't have a lot on their brain, yeah, that's pretty much what's heavy on their brain. They can't think about nothing else. They don't want to think about rulership, because outside of thinking about that wet and gushy, they getting high. You got brothers that's getting high. So outside of getting high, they know sisters like to live like that. So they can go ahead and get sisters high. And they can go ahead and scheme you out of box. But it's because you not thinking about the right thing. You sisters got to stop thinking about these little trinkets and these. Man, the scriptures say, man, you know, and it's just the second half of it, but a gift destroyeth the heart. So y'all look for gifts from brothers. You know what I'm saying? You look for gifts in this lifetime, man, and you steadily destroying yourself for it. Like it's coming to fruition. You know what I'm saying? And the sad part about it is that you miss out on actually living your life the way it was intended for you to live. Because the Most High intended for you, for each woman to have a husband. For each woman to have her own husband. We're going to get to that, you know what I'm saying, just here in a moment. You know what I'm saying? But the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 8 says, you know, for the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. You know what I'm saying? Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. So the woman, a lot of women, you don't understand that you live your life based off of what men desire, what men want. That's where we get a lot of these whores from. Because men, and I mean, and I have to put this back on the brothers, because we wouldn't have so many whores if men would not delight in whores. If men would not take their money and bestow it unto whores, we would have less sisters falling into the trap of dressing provocatively, going to the strip club or trying to get that job in the strip club. I just saw something from a sister earlier today. The initial post on the post said, I need to be a stripper. And then as you scroll down into the post, it was like sister after sister after sister with a garbage bag full of money. You know what I'm saying? Sitting up with bricks and blocks of money. And I say to myself, I say, God damn. This is how sisters really feel. That they should be a stripper. Because men will go into the strip club and give hard-earned money to strippers. And will leave a woman at home with kids. No food to eat. I said, damn. And I had to sit there and I had to really come to an agreement with myself that, damn, I mean, on one side, I want to be upset with the sisters, but I don't even know how to be upset with the sister when the brothers is the ones that deserve the check-ins. They both deserve the check-in, but where do I start? But sisters is in there because how they've been trained to view men, and also how men have been trained to view women, and the things that we'll do to satisfy this stereotype for one another. Because men have a stereotype of women being whores, so they'll pay whores. And then sisters have a stereotype that men will pay whores. And it's not a stereotype, it's the truth. Like, I listened to the song, I mean, as disgusting as it was, in some form of it, it was the truth. But this is what we have to get out of in the black and Hispanic community, black, Hispanic, and Native American community. We have to get out of seeing someone's monetary value as what places them in authority over our homes. Because this is why our homes are broken. We're trying to meet standards that do not exist for us, man. We're trying to reach heights or reach limitations that are set in standard by our oppressors. Let the white woman feel like that about the white man. Even though she don't, you let her feel like that about him, because she'll do whatever she can to get from under him. Our sisters have to learn that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what a man makes. That you were created to be what's called his helpmeet. Especially one of these priests in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, man. Especially one of these priests, man. You see that brother going to camp every week, and he need. I got a small story. I'm gonna move on. You know what I'm saying? Just after it. And my wife, I had just went and I had laid some concrete for my mother. She in the world, God bless her soul, but you know, whatever. She in the world. I'm doing some concrete for her. I didn't have no shoes. Had no shoes to wear. And you know, I wear my boots because it's the only pair of boots I got. So I wear my boots, take them home. You know, Friday roll around, I call Officer Habanah, you know, I ain't got no boots, sir. Can I wear some, you know? He say, you know, do what you got to do. Come Friday, I know I need boots to go to camp. So my wife, I'm at work, I'm at the slave. And I mean, she literally scraped concrete off my boots for me to go to camp. Like, you don't understand, like, this thing here. And it had nothing to do, she did that because she genuinely loved her husband and she understands the responsibilities that I have being here in this school. She understands what I'm chasing after with being here in the truth. She understands. And this is something that our sisters in the world are missing. That even before I got my job that I had right now, that I have now, my wife was already doing things like that. When I was a trooper, making sure I had black clothes. I didn't have a job. I had nothing. When I left to come to camp, I left in her car. Really, it's my car. That's what she called it. She called it my car. I ain't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. And it didn't matter to her because she understood that my head was Christ and that I was chasing after righteousness. Saying this is something that has to be looked at because the value of a man shouldn't be predicated on how much money he got lined in his pockets. Now that's a good attitude. Don't get me wrong. You know, making decent money is always good. Get them tithes up and bestow them unto the Commander General Hunter so he can do what he does for this nation. But it's not everything. That should never be the main thing. You know what I'm saying? That should never be the only thing. And we get blinded by that in our community because one, a lot of these sisters that we, you know, in our community grew up with nothing. A lot of the brothers just the same. So all of our music is, I got a nice car, I got a nice house, you know, I got a pocket full of money. And that's something it's new. It's something that we can, you know, see and attribute to that person. And that person could be Salakia, you know, for the lack of words, this person could be ain't shit of a person. But because they have wealth, we'll look at them like they something. And that's the wrong way to be regarding, you know, the wealthy individuals within our community. You know what I'm saying? So where we at? Let's drop that. I'm gonna drop that, and I'm gonna pick it back up at the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 12, man. Because thing is, man, the Lord has something for the man, man. And this is something that you sisters have to start realizing, that it's something that the Lord is going to do with these men. And the Lord say, you know, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the gold wedge of Ophir. The Lord say that a man is going to be more precious than fine gold, man. The Lord is saying that he's going to take a man and take the monetary wealth off of him. That's how precious it's going to be to have a black man in your home. But first you have to understand that a man is not worth money. That what he makes does not count him as what he's worth. That it may be a good additive, but just the brother himself, especially a righteous brother, this is something that the Lord is going to do. So he don't do this just with any old body. These priests and prophets that sit up under this banner of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, these brothers are some of the finest specimen that walk the earth. Right. They are more righteous than any Christian pastor or any brother that you can see just walking up the street. You want you a good husband, you come find you a real priest and prophet. And the Lord will show you how valuable it is to have that man not only in your bed, but in your life. The decisions that man will make for your life. I mean, just like a lot of our sisters in the world today, one thing that they don't have that they wish they, and I hate to keep bringing, I don't hate to keep bringing up because she's a person that I'm around a lot. My mother, she speaks about not having a man in her life. This is her every, when I go talk to her, she's upset about not having a man in her life to tell her how to lay concrete, that her son has to take time away from his wife and his kids to come lay concrete for her, when she should be having a man in her life to do that. And it's a sad thing because I can see it in her, that she sees my marriage and she sees me with my wife and my kids. She hears my conversation that I have with my wife and my kids regarding the truth. And I can see it in her that it's not so much as a jealousy, but it's that she's sad and she would like that same thing. But she can't get out of the mindset that if a man doesn't make enough money, he can't tell her what to do. I tell her, I told her, that means you don't want a man. If a man got to make a certain amount of money for him to even tell you to close your mouth, you don't want a man. I shouldn't have to prove to you that I can make more money than you than to tell you something that's good for your life. I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't. But this is what most of our sisters believe in. And it's the fault of the Christian church. Because a lot of that nonsense is based in gain being godliness and asking for the Lord to give you, things, and you sow a seed and you get 10 back and all that other bull crap that comes from out the Christian church. This got our sisters' minds so beguiled that they take this nonsense into the real world and they think this is actually true. That how much money you have is what gives you authority. That might work in the white man's kingdom, in our oppressor's kingdom, but in our kingdom, money was never something that showed your power. Money was never something used to equate power. It just wasn't. But the Lord said, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, than the golden wedge of Ophir. Like gold is like these gold lions. Like a man is gonna be worth more than that. And when sisters begin to take that thought out of their head that a man is only worth how much money he can bring in, you might actually get somewhere and get you a good brother. You might actually get you a good brother that's after more than just your box. When you begin to see brothers worth more than the money they have in their pocket. And that's a part of the beguiling. That brothers go get these silly sisters that's, oh, well, I need a man that got that bag. And I was telling some brother the other day, I was like, man, it's crazy. These sisters will chase after a brother with that bag and don't get none of the bag. Right. And give up all the box. I say, man, we got to have some of the, and Salakia, we got to have some of the dumbest whores ever. To chase after money, chase after the money of a man. You see him with a nice car, whatever, and don't get none of the bag. Now, some of these Simple Simon suckers, they'll give it to him, which, you know, we gonna speak into those brothers later on next week. But I mean, God dog, this is what we've been reduced to. Like, there was a time, you know what I'm saying, where brother and sister, like, this is the thing though, before we even got to chasing the bag, most of the sisters didn't gave up box in high school when you know a brother ain't even got no job. Now you about the bag. You done gave up so much box, now you about the bag. When you got your priorities messed up, when you shouldn't even be thinking about the shoes or the money that a brother got, you should be thinking about his righteousness, man. That's what you should be thinking about. You should be thinking about how righteous is this. You know what? Is this brother, do he eat pork, shrimp, crab, or lobster? Do he smoke? Is he a liar? How does he treat the poor of his nation of people? These are the things that sisters don't look at, but these are the weightier matters of a man that you should focus on outside of what he makes. Go ahead, sir. What you got?
Slakia, if I may, you know, a man in the world that quote unquote has the bag, you know, his confidence is high. You know what I'm saying? And him not knowing the truth, like he'll use his money to get the box of one woman that's looking for a man with the bag and then put her away.
Yeah. Now
her feelings are hurt because he's using that same tool of that bag to go find another woman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna hurt her too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, of course they don't understand that, you know, men can have multiple wives.
Right.
But at the same time, your sole thing that you're looking for is a man with money or a sense of protection or security. You know what I'm saying? That you're not gonna get because he's gonna put you away once he gets that box. Because that is just a bait and switch thing for a man.
Damn right.
In the world. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right, sir. And what you're saying is so heavy because that's something that our sisters don't perceive that. But this is why. If you look for righteousness instead of the bag, you won't find yourself in a lowly position. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of sisters, your daddy ain't had no bag. Your daddy was poor or broke or he worked a 9 to 5. And now you forsake the man that raised you to go be with a man that's nothing like the man that stood in front of you. If he was there. And that's what turns our people all the way around. Because a lot of the reason why the father gets kicked out the home is because he ain't have no money. Right. And the mother could receive the money from her oppressor daddy, from her devil daddy. She can get it on a link card. And all she got to do is lay up with 3 more other brothers, get 3 more other kids, and now you can get you a fat link card, and you ain't got to listen to no man. Because you know what? The white man gonna put the food in your home. The white man gave you Section 8. The white man give you the student loans for some of these moms that, you know, go get pregnant and then, you know, after she hit 30, she feel like she can go get a degree now. Right. When if you'd have held on to that brother and held him down and sought out righteousness, like I was just telling my wife the other day, man, you know, it's a beautiful thing to watch some of these sisters go through school hearing the truth now, because they are nothing but A students. They are going to go get these degrees for these brothers to be full priests and prophets. And that is beautiful. Like, I mean, give the Commanding General Yohana a hand for the sisters that he has raised, for these daughters that he has raised in this truth, man. This is a beautiful thing, because they don't look at their men for what money they can bring into the home. They keep their men happy, well fed, well clothed, feed the brothers. I mean, at Most High in Christ and them sisters out there in Atlanta, we gonna clap it up for them too. You know what I'm saying? For feeding all them brothers, man. Because that's righteous, man. Those sisters are seeking after righteous men, and they take care of those righteous men, not because of the money they making. God damn the money. But the righteousness, man, because they understand that those brothers that they serve are more precious than fine gold. It's more precious than any monetary value that you can bring up. Whatever number you can think of, look at one brother in the UPK and just throw that number out the window, because it ain't enough. That brother worth way more. And count yourself, consider yourself lucky, because in times past, that brother could have been just as evil as all get out, man. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna go on, man. We gonna go on to the book of Isaiah, man, chapter 4, verse 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread, wear our own apparel. Well, this is a prophecy in Isaiah, man. That these 7 women ain't holding on to this one man because he got the money. It's saying we gonna eat our own bread. We gonna wear our own clothes. Just bringing in more context to what I said earlier, that it's so much easier for a sister nowadays to go get an education and get a well-paying job. It's so much easier. I'm not telling the brothers not to go get a job, but what I am saying is that sisters, if you find yourself face to face with one of these brothers out of this school and he tell you, my job is serving the Most High, and it doesn't pay me monetarily, but it does pay me in brotherhood, sis, you just got your man a man of the Lord. And you go get that bag and you come bring it back to that brother and you pay them tithes. Because that brother deserves that. Because he could have just as well been in the world knocking folks over. He could have been kicking doors. Same brother that stand down the block and sell rocks to your auntie is the same brother that's standing with fringes on the side of his pants. Headpiece on. With a mitre on, you know what I'm saying, made by, you know what I'm saying, the awesome Officer Hazard out of New York, man. You know what I'm saying? This is what that man could have been. But because he chose righteousness instead of, you know, gain, did he make himself accursed? You know what I'm saying? To not be something that's looked at by all women. But only a quality woman would choose a man like that. Like these sisters right here, it's gonna be quality women, man. And only let us be called by thy name to take away thy approach. Because after a while, a lot of you sisters, well, most of you sisters nowadays that's in the world, you done gave your box up at least 50 times. At least 50 by the time you 20. At least 50. So it's like, now you made a bad name for yourself. You made a bad name for yourself, man. And the only way to take away that bad name is to become something new. Become somebody's wife instead of somebody's side chick. Become somebody's wife instead of, I don't know if I'm his girlfriend, or I don't, you meet one of these brothers in this school, that brother will let you know day one, I got wives. And if you want to be a wife and no longer somebody's whore, call me. Get into the school. Do your 90 days. We'll see where it go from there. That's how you'll find out, man. But first we gotta take off that mask, that illusion. You know what I'm saying? That money should mean everything. Money ain't everything, nor is it the only thing. We gotta start looking at the character of a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta start looking at the character of people before laying down with them. You know what I'm saying? Because a person's character will tell you a hell of a lot more regarding them than how much money they make. I know people that got thousands of dollars and it's wicked as hell. It's people that's got millions of dollars and it's wicked as hell. It's a whole bastard right now that runs what's known as the free world and has millions of dollars. So if money is what attracts you to a mate, you must be looking in the wrong area. You must be. Because it's not what's going to give you a quality man. A lot of men or quality men lack finances. They might have good brains. They may not have good dollars. Sisters, you got to start looking at more than just somebody's pocketbook, man. Pocketbook should be an additive, man. How does the man talk? When he opens his mouth, is it foolishness? I mean, damn. When he walk, you know what I'm saying? Is he upright? Is he wearing them damn skinny pants? Come on now, like, these should be things that you look at, not just how much money a brother got. That should be the last thing, man. The money should never be something that makes you, oh, well, I'm gonna go date him because he got $20,000. Them $20,000 should be like, okay, well, you know what, you serve the Lord. Oh, and you got $20,000. You finna get $2,000 up for tithes? Well, Most High in Christ, you know what? I could be of the house of such and such, cause you make good money and you pay tithes. You don't eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, or you don't smoke. You know what? Most High in Christ, I think I'ma ask my camp leader, is this a good look for me? That's where this should go to. Not goddamn, oh, well, he wearing Jordans. Well, maybe I can get me a pair too for the low if I just give him some. It's foolishness, man. It's nonsense. That's what got a lot of our women as single mothers now. That's the story behind a lot of these aborted babies that people don't want to talk about. That these sisters out there giving away box for money, find out you can't get no money from the brother, and the brother ain't got no money. Now you don't want to have his baby. It's what's destroying us as a people, man. It's keeping our households divided. A house divided can't stand, man. That's what Christ said, man. A house divided against itself cannot stand. And what we got to look to do is to find something, to find a common ground, a commonality between the black man and the black woman. Hell, we both ain't came from nothing. Well, let's both come from nothing and let's make something together. I'm going to look upside your head and you're going to look upside my head, and we're going to try to get somewhere together, man. That's what needs to be our agenda, man. Our agenda needs to be, how can we come together? Not looking for things that's going to steadily. If we keep looking at money to be the thing to bring us together, that's what's going to keep bringing us further apart. Because again, like I say, it's easier for a sister. You got some of these brothers out here that do go off to school, make good money, and they go on and they live good lives. But you know who they go give their money and their time to? A lot of them, they go give their money and time to the oppressor's daughter. Because you know what? When he was in school and he ain't had no money, the oppressor's daughter laid with him. She only laid with him because he was black. But she figured, he'll get through school, he'll go get a good job, and she can be taken care of. Now the sisters, on the other hand, he's a nerd. He ain't got no money. He ain't smoking weed. He can't keep me high and keep me happy. What do I need him for? Well, sis, if you was actually thinking about what the brother was doing, you needed the brother for leadership. You needed him for guidance. That's where we lose each other at. We don't want to use each other for leadership and guidance no more. Black women don't want to be led by black men unless you make money. And the same brothers that's making money is the same brothers that's leading all of our sisters astray. They got a brother down here in Houston. What's his name? Sauce Walker. That's his name, right? He's a rapper. Makes a lot of money. But you know what he does? He gets women and then he pimps them out on OnlyFans accounts. Go figure. That's the type of brother you want leading you. You see what he leading? He leading you to a life of whoredom. And I mean, for whores, I guess that looks good. But for a sister who's really trying to make something of herself, that can't be what you look after. That can't be your first mindset when you look at a man. What type of money he makes, man. Pull this scripture. I'm going to go on. We're going to go on to the book of Psalms, chapter 37. Book of Psalms, chapter 37, in verse 16. A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of Salakia. A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked. This is the Lord saying, man, a brother, as long as he righteous, the little bit, the small bit, him being content with only having the bread for today is better than one of them local jokers having millions of dollars. And like Boosie a few months ago, maybe might have been a little bit over 6 months. He say, man, if God don't want me to eat pork, man, I don't want to serve that God. That's how rich people think, man. Say the little bit that a righteous man had is better than the riches of many wicked, man. So even if the brother only making $26,000 a year. Well, you go make $26,000 a year. Now together y'all got $52,000. And that little bit that he make is more than one of them brothers. It's more than one of them brothers, you know what I'm saying, that's making, you know what I'm saying, 6 figures. You know what I'm saying? And one of them brothers. That it don't matter. But the Lord counting that man's righteousness. The Lord is counting that man's righteousness, man. And that's what you sisters got to start measuring the men that you want to see yourself with. Count that man's righteousness as what counts him as a man. Not how much money he make. Never how much money he make, man. That's the last thing that should be on your mind. We're going to read on. Verse 18. The Lord knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. So, in this day, the Lord is saying, man, the kingdom that we building right now in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, or even just a righteous man who ain't got much, but the inheritance that he's going to have is going to last forever. Here, man, we fighting for rulership. So you might find you a brother in here that ain't got no money, but the inheritance that he's going to leave is going to last forever, because that brother is fighting for the kingdom of Yahushua. And we all know the scriptures, you know what I'm saying, that this kingdom gonna last forever, man. That we all gonna receive crowns. And this crown gonna last forever, man. Because Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of the one that follow it. And this kingdom will never fold. We will maintain rulership forever. And if you find you a brother, if you are lucky, if you count yourself lucky to get a hold of one of these brothers here in this school, count your life spared. Because that brother is aligning himself for something that will never fade. You get them blue, you get some blue jeans and you wash them a couple times over, and then they begin to fade. Well, generation after generation after generation after generation of this kingdom to come, it'll never lose that. But that's when you begin to not count a man for his money. Count him for his righteousness. Count him for who he is. Count him for the character. Count him for the character of his being. Not the money he got in his wallet. Not the money he got in his bank account. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the thing is, and just a sidebar, a lot of these sisters that say this thing, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me see. Where am I at? A lot of these sisters, man, that say this thing, that, oh, man, I want me a brother who after that bag, or I need a brother that's making such and such money. You know what I'm saying? Be the same heifers that turn around and say, Christ my husband. Christ my man. I love me some Jesus. Guess what? Look here. You in love with a broke nigga. Christ was a bum. He lived on the streets. He had no money. He say, and just paraphrasing, he said, man, he walked in the city and nobody would give the Son of Man a place to rest his head. So y'all got all these sayings that y'all say and don't even understand that your king, Yahushua, was a homeless man. He didn't have a job. He's the son of a carpenter who moved out and started to put the kingdom together. He put 12 brothers together, and that was it. And they just walked. So you don't even understand what you say. You don't even know that you in love. You so in love. You so infatuated with a homeless man. And then you walk past homeless brothers on the street every day. Or you see a brother who got good potential, who could be a good husband, but because he stayed with his mama and he don't have his own place, you don't want to help him out. But you love Jesus so much. Well, newsflash, you might as well stop loving Christ, because Christ was the same as that brother. no job, no place to stay. But how many of them gonna stop loving Jesus then? So that means you shouldn't stop loving these black men that's out here, man. That don't have the monetary figures that you align yourself with, even though you don't make six figures yourself. Most of the sisters that say that ain't even finished high school, and you want to pop your stuff on the internet talking about you don't want no broke man, but them brothers that's working them 9-to-5 jobs be the same ones that's getting subscriptions to your OnlyFans. Come on, man. Let's stop the foolishness, man. Let's quit this, man. Let's stop this. Let's come together as people, man, and understand that is a ploy designed by our oppressor to pit the black man and the black woman against one another. And it's been that way. It's been that way since the black woman could accept food stamps without the black man being in the home. That it's become a rat race for who can make more. So we don't think to come together, because now we are in competition with one another. We gotta full out compete. And then when a brother can't compete, he just gotta go ahead and get out the home. He gotta go ahead and get out the home. You know what I'm saying? And Khan Shakaya, you right. It's important to support a righteous brother for the Lord's work. You are damn right, sis. Like, you should support you a brother that is after the Lord's work. But see, the scriptures don't only say to support only a brother if he does the Lord's work. Because see, now yes, that's true in here, but even outside of this school, the law is still the law, that a sister should support her man or let that man rule over her regardless of that. But this is a ground laying for those who do not have husbands, and what you should look for in your husband that you're going to get future wise. But to the sisters that have husbands, I don't give a damn what your man doing. You chose him, so you gonna stay with him. If you watching this class and you know the truth that sex is marriage, and you done gave your box up to a brother, you stay with that brother. And then you let your conversation, matter of fact, I'm going into that right now. So we'll go into that. We'll drop this. And we're gonna pick up at where we at? We'll pick up at 1 Peter. We'll pick up at 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 6. You know what I'm saying? First, Slovakia page is kind of sticky, man. But thing is, man, you know, if you got you a husband and you in this truth, or you watching this class, and that brother ain't the most righteous brother, you stuck. Stick with him and figure out how to deal with that man and letting him be the head of the home. Now, I'm not saying let him do foolish things with your money. I'm not saying let him take all your money and go get high. But what I am saying is that you are faced with having to abide by his rulership. And if you do have a husband that is not in the truth, and you are, please call your camp leader and speak to him regarding your marriage. You know, figuring out how to sustain a happy marriage. Where is it at? How to sustain a happy marriage you know, with you all having opposing views or opposing beliefs, because there is a way to get it done. And here's a precept on it. So, you can go to the book of 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 1. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, then they also may be won by the conversation of the wives. So if you're a wife and you have you a husband outside of the school, let your conversation be what wins him over. Not just to get him into the school, but that would be, you know, the ultimate effect of your conversation. But for him to not deal with you coarsely, for him to deal with you justly and rightly, even in the state of his wickedness. You know, we all have some sense of what's righteous and what's not. So even a wicked man knows right from wrong. That if you're not doing things to be called a bitch, Salakia, to be called a bitch, then he shouldn't call you a bitch. And you should behave yourself in a way to not have him call you that. Because now when you seek counsel regarding the matter or the issue, your captain is going to ask you, well, what did you do? Well, what did you say? Oh, well, sis, were you not acting a little bit, you know, like an unstable creature? And you're going to have to be honest. But this doesn't have anything to do, again, with money. It says to be in subjection to your own husband and obey. And if any obey not the word, that they be won by the conversation of the wives. So you should be pleasing in all manner of instances. Be pleasing to that man. It doesn't matter that he's not in the truth. It doesn't matter that he a weed head or he like to eat, you know, pork every once in a while. It said to be pleasing with your let him win him over with your conversation. It's being pleasing. It's being pleasant. Having good manners. Not talking to him as if you know so much. Because then that's going to pit you and your husband against each other. There shouldn't have to be any strife within the black home, man. Because what we're all about is sustaining the brotherhood between men and women, women and women, and men, to bring our nation back together. Are we going to drop that? And we're going to go to verse 6. 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 6. Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are. So Sarah, she called Abraham Lord. She called him Adawan. When you at home with your husband, speak to that man in a beseeching manner and call him Adawan. It doesn't matter how much money he makes. Call him Adawan, man. Make that man feel like a man at home. A man shouldn't only feel like a man because of the money he makes. A man should feel like a man no matter where he is, because that's the role, that's the gender role that the Most High set up, was for a man to be in rulership. A man to be in authority. A man is to be responsible for his home. If that man don't make 6 figures, he's still responsible for the home. Let him tell you what bills to pay and how to pay, what to pay for and why to pay for. No, you're not taking the money and going to go do that, because we have to sustain throughout this time. You know times is rough. Don't go to the store just miscellaneous spending. If that's what the brother is telling you to do, listen to him. It's the position that the Lord put him in. And it doesn't matter at this point if you're married. But if you're not married, hear me and hear me well. Seek out the righteousness of the brother. Get to know the brother regarding does he follow the laws of the Most High. And that should be a man that you look forward to. But now if this is outside the truth and you just happen to catch this class, the same thing applies. Look for the character of the brother. If he's a person of good character, good judgment, sound wisdom, he may be a good specimen to be with. But there will never be a brother that compares to any one of these brothers that sit behind this banner in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. That's just period. That's period. That's hands down. You want you a good brother, you find you a brother who walked his way from wearing all black, knowing when to close his mouth, knowing when to speak and how to speak, knowing what to speak, and so on and so forth. And then you'll find you a good husband, one that fears the Most High. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to drop that. Let me see. I might have some more on that. Give me a second. Yeah. Verse, whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well, and are not afraid with any amazement. Don't be amazed, you know what I'm saying, at the things your husband will say or the things he do. You do well. And you stay in sound mind. You know what I'm saying? Don't be too frantic-y and all, you know, how you women get all hysterical. Keep that nonsense, you know what I'm saying? Get some counsel, talk to your husband, you know, and deal with things in an orderly fashion. But likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge. What knowledge? What knowledge should you dwell with them according to? You should dwell with your wives according to the laws, man. According to the laws, statutes, and commandments, man. That's what you should dwell with your wives. That's the knowledge that you should dwell with your wives in, man. That, hey, man, I shouldn't be smoking. I shouldn't beat her. I shouldn't be a raper. I shouldn't be an adulterer. I shouldn't be a liar. I shouldn't be anything filthy or disgusting, man. I should be something that's upright. Something that when my wife looks at me, she regards me in a high standard. She wouldn't look to shame a brother like me because my character is known. Now, that's what knowledge that you should dwell with them, man. Give honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel. You know what I'm saying? Your wife do something good, man, you know, post it. Praise her openly for the things that she do. Give her some honor. You're saying if you had your good day, your wife ain't been tripping and she didn't, like I say, my wife, you know, did my boots and they shining under this table. I know you can't see, but you know, she did that. You know what I'm saying? That's a little bit of praise for her, man. And that's what she deserves for doing a good work, man. You know what I'm saying? We have our rocky times where we talk it out. And it ain't that she stops being, you know, a woman or being crazy or whatever because of the money I make. It's because she counts me as being righteous. Because she understands what I do here with the school and what type of man that I'm growing to be. So if you're a sister with a husband within the school, find yourself modeling your behavior. The scriptures say, after your foremother Sarah, whose daughter ye are. You know what I'm saying? And as being heirs together of grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. So you do a good work and you honor one another, that your prayers be not hindered. So, sister, don't be in a house with a husband and having ill thoughts against him, because that's going to stop the Most High from hearing your prayers. Because now your desires ain't to your husband. Your desires is for you to be happy, or for him to, you know, not stand on you so tough. But you know you're a little bit lazy, and he ain't doing nothing but trying to get you to wake up and be around your kids more. Don't do that. Don't do that. Love your husband. Honor your husband, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of them things that, you know, we don't get taught. You know, one thing we get taught, you know, back in the world, we get taught happy life, happy wife. You know, or happy wife, happy life. But that's not what the scriptures is alluding to, man. The scriptures is alluding to that the model of the home is based off the husband, and that if you want to live well, or if you want to have a good marriage, then the wife should make the desires of the husband her goal. And likewise, most of you sisters understand that, hey man, if you do the small things that your husband requires, he don't give a damn what come afterwards. I know me, when I'm at home, all I want is some food and clean clothes and a clean crib. Outside of that, if my bills and everything paid, tithes paid, I don't care what you do. Just leave me the hell alone. That's all I'm saying. I don't care what you do. I got clean clothes, my crib clean, and I got some fresh hot food. Do whatever the hell y'all want to do. Leave me out of it. Because the only thing I want to do is go to the school, be with my brothers, come home, and everybody just be quiet. Sometimes I go home and I wish I could take the school home and all my brothers be at the crib. It's just do that. But it's like, I can't do that. I have to go. I have to deal with them. I have to love them. I do love them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I don't. But I give my wife a great area, not a great area, but I give her a bit of room to have at least some dominion regarding things, that I give her control over. Like my kids. She has control over my kids, but it's with my authority. It's my responsibility. So if my kids walk out the house without their hair being done, it's because I didn't say nothing. But if I'd have said something, I want my kids with their hair braided every time they walk out the home, it's going to get done. And it doesn't matter how much money I make. I could lose the job I have right now, and that situation is never going to change. And she's going to say, "Con, I don't want con." And that's just what it's going to be. And it ain't going to change. We got in the pocket fight. If we don't, I just pull it out. I just pull it out my own that I got on my phone. But if we got one, if I can have that, Bobby could show. Matter of fact, I guess okay. I just use my phone. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine, sir. Bobby, the water, sir. I appreciate it. It's cool. The water, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm saying, where we at? We're gonna go into Ecclesiasticus chapter 26 and verse 1. Blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife, and the numbers of his days, for the number of his days shall be doubled. Blessed is a man that has a wife who's willing to work, who's willing to cook. You know how stressful it is for a man to go to a job where he got one foot in the door and the other foot out, and they just waiting on him to display behaviors of being aggressive. And now they know a black man is naturally aggressive. He's more aggressive than any other man, or a Hispanic man, or a Native American man. We all aggressive because of the oppression that we go through. We feel like we got a foot on our back everywhere we go. And they just waiting on us to just, I've had it today, and today be that day, and now you get fired. But blessed is the man that got a woman who's not willing to work with her hands. Because the stress that he'll have, they say stress takes away half your life. But if you have a good wife, a great wife, who's virtuous, she will double your life expectancy. And good night for some of these brothers that got a stable of bad broads. Good night. So if one wife doubles it, that means two wives quadruple. And I'm just exaggerating, but this is what the scriptures say, man. You know, a good wife can double your life expectancy, man. So whereas, Pawpaw, we had grandfathers back in the day who died around 70. Brothers can damn near make it to 100 now if you got you a good wife. Like, when I think about it, man, my great aunts and my grandmother and everything, my great great grandmother just died around 106. And I'm wondering, well, where the hell is my grandfather at? Where the hell is her husband at? And she must have then ran him off and put him in the grave because she wanted to be an independent woman or what have you, or a monster. Or you got some of these grandfathers that die from heart attacks because they at work, working hard as hell, come home, and they doing everything to make their wife happy, and secretly, we got a saying in the black community that say, mama's baby's daddy's maybe. And you run that man into a grave, man. But the scriptures say, man, your days will be numbered when you get you one of these virtuous wives, man, that don't care about the money that you make. She will make your life, she will be your pillar of rest. I'm going to read on. Verse 2. A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace. See, now, because of this battle that we have regarding how much money a man makes versus how much money a woman makes, there's no peace in the black home. It's a constant argument. And you ever find yourself in the home with somebody and y'all just telling each other to shut up? Because I know I have. No, you shut up. No, you shut up. No, you shut. And you trying to figure out who the hell gonna shut up when knowing both of y'all don't make a penny less more than each other. Or hell, one of y'all ain't even got no job. Like sometimes you have a sister that don't have no job, but because of the money that the brother making, he ain't making 6 figures or more, she don't want to shut the hell up. So you in there arguing. Let's say, man, a virtuous wife, one of those that will cook and that will clean, not one of those from the WAP video, I don't cook, I don't clean, but I still get the ring. Not one of those, but one of those who will cook, will clean, will shine boots, will make hundreds of brothers food they ain't never met, come from around the country. A sister like that will have her home in peace. And that's beautiful, man. That's what the Lord wants for every black, Hispanic, and Native American household, man. The Lord wants you all to dwell in peace. But first, we got to understand that a man is not worth the money that he makes, man. That shouldn't be the guideline to you having a successful marriage, brother, by how much money you make. Sis, how much money that brother makes is not what's going to equate whether or not you'll be happy in your home. I mean, goddamn, ask Tina Turner. Ike was making money well before he met Tina. Tina met Ike and had the worst marriage that they could put on TV in a movie called What's Love Got to Do with It. That's what type of life you live when your life is not regarded around the character of the man. When the marriage is based off of how much money he makes. That's what type of life you looking at. And the thing is, man, we gotta do better as a people. Because now when we begin to teach each other better, because like the old saying, if you knew better, you would do better. If we knew better, we would do better. Because you got young girls today that'll that mothers will tell them, well, I wouldn't do all of that for him because You wouldn't know if he's gonna be one that's gonna stay. He ain't got no money, so you probably shouldn't stay. Stop taking bad advice from bitter women, man. That's one thing. Stop taking bad advice from sisters that chase after men for the money that they look like, let alone the money that they have. Stop taking bad advice from sisters that got a scab on top of their head that they cover up with a wig, who wouldn't know how to treat a man even if the man laid there, if he was a potato. She wouldn't know how to treat him. Stop taking bad advice from sisters that don't know how to raise kids, man. Stop taking bad advice from women that don't love black men. And how you know they don't love black men is when they get to talking about the money that a brother makes. That's sign number one. I know a sister don't regard black men to a high esteem when she begins to talk about how much money brothers don't make. That should be your first sign. What you got, sir? I see you.
Yeah, Salaki, if I may, like they judge you when they first see you, because if you walk into an establishment, like it can be a restaurant or it can be anywhere, you can tell the ones that are like that because they look at you head to toe. Mm-hmm. And when they look at you head to toe and they turn their head, I mean, you're not what they're looking for, because you don't dress up to their standards. Mm-hmm. You don't have designer shoes or designer clothes on. You know what I'm saying? You may have just got off work. Right. You know what I'm saying? And may come to the store and get you a beer or something before you go home and kick it. Right. And she looking at you like, he got one of them dirty jobs. I don't need him. But little that you know what I'm saying? Some of them brothers that working at the oil field, they got the dirtiest job in the world. And they making $100 a year. Right. You know what I'm saying? But then, if a brother walks into the store and he has on a 3-piece suit, you know what I'm saying, with an edge up and a pinky ring and a watch, they can't take their eyes off of him.
And so, lucky, if I may, that brother, 8 times out of 10, that brother's a faggot. I mean, he's a homosexual. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing. They want all them soft-looking characters that resemble money. And again, most of these characters don't have no bread. They don't have no cash. So you passing out box, finna destroy yourself thus further and become a cesspool for DNA for what? Because you thought you saw something that looked nice, man. Like, we gotta move past this, man. Like, this thing has to be put to bed within our community, because it seems as if we aren't gonna get any rest regarding it. Like we're not gonna get any rest from this. Trying to view each other for the money. God damn the money, man. A brother should be counted for his righteousness. I'm gonna drop this. I'm gonna pull out let me see. Let me see. What that other one there? Here we go. We're going to go to the book of Ecclesiasticus. We're going to stay in the Apocrypha. Chapter 2, verse 2. Yeah. Nah, we're going to start at verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Now, when you find in a brother that's serving the Lord, man, he's going to be tempted, from all types of things, his old lusts. As he begins to walk this walk, new things are going to come into his path, and things that's going to come back to him that might resemble him of his old life. But you got to watch this brother, man. because these temptations that he's going, these trials and temptations that he's going through, is what's building him up for the Most High. So sisters have to start looking for brothers that's willing to serve the Most High. So the brother is going to set thy heart aright, constantly endure. Constantly endure. It doesn't matter what he's going through, he's going to continue through the end. He's going to continue to move forward. And make not haste in the time of trouble. So when things is going bad, he's not looking for a quick way out. Like a lot of these, they like, I remember, in the world, times get hard, brother want to go pick up a sack. He want to go pick up a ounce of weed, an ounce of coke, and just go get it on, because he got to make the rent. He ain't, wasn't really taught to trust in the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we gonna go kick dough, go car hopping. You know what I'm saying? When I was a teenager. And so that's when you go in and bust in the cars and go take radios and do little wicked little things like that, But the brother, man, you know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna make haste in this time. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest increase at thy last end. Brother's gonna cleave unto that brother. So that brother's gonna cleave unto the Most High. And the Most High is not gonna leave that brother, that he might increase at the end. That brother's gonna receive an increase for all the suffering that he endured. You get you one of these brothers that come into this school, trooper, young officer, senior officer, captain, general, what have you, they've all been through it. And you're going to be able to see the glory that the Most High puts that brother in at that time's end, man. You know what I'm saying? Verse 4, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take thee cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. So whatever befalls the brother, he can get set up high. Like some of these brothers, they go and get awesome jobs before coming into the truth, and then they get fired because they don't want to cut their beard, or they slip up and call a white man the devil at the job and lose the job, and they get brought to a lower state. And they Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ, I get to go to camp. Brother be happy. You see a brother that's happy because he get to go to camp, that's a brother that's ready to serve the Lord. And you're going to have to sit back and watch the glory that the Most High bestows upon that brother, man. Ain't got nothing to do with no money. We lose it all. Scriptures say, you know what I'm saying, blessed is he that gets persecuted for my name's sake. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn, what's the other one? You know what I'm saying? Be ready to lose your life to gain your soul. That's what the scriptures say. That's what Christ said. Christ said, lose your life and gain a soul. So brothers in here be ecstatic to lose parts of the world for this. You know what I'm saying? Ain't got nothing to do with no money. We will forsake the world for this. But this is what the sisters in the world are missing. This is what our sisters are missing. They're missing the righteousness of a man. You only set to what he can make. You don't give a damn about his character. Some of these goofies be half a homosexual, be a whole homosexual, and you will go get with him because he wearing Gucci. You go get you one of them a Gucci wearing gay man, instead of going to go get you one of these strong brothers in a pair of Levi's with fringes. If you want to, I pray you don't make that mistake. Verse 5, For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Come on now. Gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men. These are men that the Most High is staking a claim on. He's putting these brothers through adversity. Got some of these suckers out here that won't go through nothing. They too afraid to go, and when they go through something, they sit down and woe is me and booing, hooing, and crying and all carrying on. You don't get that from no brother out of here, man. Because sisters ought to measure the man almost exactly the way that the Most High measures a man. Should measure a man by his character, especially when he's going through things. You should measure that man by how he handles himself in adversity. Measure that man not when he's up making money. Measure that man when he doesn't have a dollar in his pocket. What is he going to do then? Is he going to begin? All right, what Cat Williams say, man? That in that one in one of his specials, man. It was funny as hell when I was a kid, but now it's like, what the hell is you talking about? He said, man, if you ain't got no job, your lights cut off, your bills piled up, and you ain't smoking weed, I don't know what's wrong with you. When the brother ain't got no job, the lights off, bills piling up, and that nigga still come to camp, that sounds like an awesome husband. Right. Because that brother is willing to serve the Most High through adversity. That's how you measure a man. You know what I'm saying? We got some more. Hold up. Verse 6. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside lest ye fall. That man should be fearing the Lord, man. Because when he begins to lose the fear of the Lord and begin to break these laws, statutes, and commandments, he will fail. He will fall. And that's going to be every actor, every rapper, every Christian pastor, everybody that seeks not to serve the Most High, they will fail in that day to come. Just don't be the sister on that man's side to have to see it. Because in that time you will learn that the character of the man should have been what you chose him for and not for what he can do for you monetarily, man. We're going to drop that. And I'm going to go to the book of Job, chapter 40, verse 7. And this is going to be my last scripture, man. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, man, what has to be taken from this is that the measure of a man, again, is not what he can do for you monetarily. If you find yourself questioning whether a brother can buy you a car or not, sister, you are not looking for a man. What you need to be looking for is a goddamn job. That's what you need. Your husband is not a he is not a piggy bank. He is not a fund that you tap into whenever you have a need. You sisters out there that just seem to want to lay on your back for 40 to pay a phone bill. Go get a job. Because your interest in men is low. It's low. And your self-esteem is low. But I'll tell you this. You want to raise your self-esteem? and you want to raise the stock of man that you'll get in your lifetime, you come into the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge that has been started out of 1 West, Harlem, New York, 1969. You do your 90 days and you ask your camp leader of whatever city or whatever zone that you find yourself in for a brother that you see that follows orders. He's goodly in the eyes of the men that labor above him. He's dependable. You see him constantly doing work. The way that he speaks to the sister is shalom, and he turns abruptly away, almost in rudeness. But it's not. It's that brother is focused on serving the Lord. That will be a feasible husband for you. And just like my father says, I pray you understand. I pray you do. We're gonna pull this number out of Job. Here. Job chapter 40. Where we at? Let me see. Give me just a second. Job chapter 40. Because it's another one for my brothers. Job chapter 40, verse 7. Gird up thy loins now like a man. Gird up your loins like a man, bro. You brothers set yourselves for this fire, man. For this temptation, man. Gird up your loins to be measured by the Most High. Do what it takes to be counted as a righteous man, because in time, this will be what counts you to be measurable, man. In time, this will be what makes you a feasible choice to be wed to somebody's daughter, especially here in this school. Brothers that have sons, they understand what I'm talking about. Those sons will have to be counted as righteous men to be able to wed somebody else's daughter. This is what it's going to come to in our kingdom. It's what it's going to come to. I will demand of thee and declare thou unto me. The Most High will demand this of you and declare this unto him, that you gird up your loins like a man and you receive that fire. You receive those trials and those tribulations, man, because this is what counts to measure a man. This is the measure of a man. Not what fancy things you can buy. Not how much money you have in your bank account. Not by the some of these silly cats, man, they get girls by the weed they smoke. How silly is that, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's nonsense what we go through in our community nowadays, man. But again, it's a 2-part series. Next week we'll be going over that a woman is not just her box. And with that, I'm gonna pass the class over to Preaching Officer 500, Rom, for the security announcements.
We are the Isupk, started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, out of the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10, means tenth in the Hebrew, Mayasharah, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or a teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations is the memorial blowing of trumpets, which is the first day of the 7th month, which is Thursday, September 17th, 2020, out of the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 24 through 25. If anyone wants to become a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. And these are the security announcements.
And with that, we're going to give a courtesy salute. Men of Israel, I Majim Shabbat, I Majim, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Barakatah, Yazamatah, Sar, courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, I Majim Shabbat, I Majim, Barak, Yahweh Shemal Hashem Yahweh Shai, Yazamatah, dismiss.